Okay then guys, and welcome back. Not drinking because it's early, although actually it's not that early now. I might actually pour a drink. Yeah, why not? Bear with me. Right then, I'm back. I have a drink. Life is always better when you've got a drink, especially at 10 o'clock at night. So, we are doing the Jumbled June collab, which is a collab on the Lipsmackingnails channel. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook. You can also find them on Discord. The YouTube link and the Discord link will be in the description below. Now Discord, if you're not familiar with Discord, it's a bit like a sort of chat app. A little bit like WhatsApp, but kind of more involved. You can do lots on it. You can share files on it, you can chat on it, voice chats, text chats, post photos, post videos, only short ones though, unless you want to pay for it. But you can have different channels, so you can segregate the different types of chat. So it's really good, and it's a nice group over there. It's a very friendly, supportive, positive group. There's no negativity over there. There's no putting people down. We just lift everybody up. And support each other and give advice and help and tips and tricks, and there's loads of useful information on there if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, we're a friendly bunch, so come on over and say hi. Doesn't cost you anything, like I say, unless you want to post long videos and stuff. They have a premium features thing like most things do these days, but other than that you don't have to pay for that. It's free, it's great, and yeah, come and see us. We've got a really good vibe going on over there, so you don't want to miss it. So anyway, they have a collab, and this month's theme is Jumbled June. Now I will put a card up here because it's basically you have to choose two out of a jumble of themes or whatever. So here's the card. So the two that I have chosen are pets and ocean. And I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do. So I have 5 nails here. I have another 5 up here if I decide to do a full set of 10. But if I don't, I might just do the 5. And they're all nail couture ovals, short ovals, except this one. This is... I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. It's a mermaid nail, so it's got scales kind of... Sorry about my phone. It's got scales kind of carved into it already. And colour-wise, I have 2 Madam Glam polishes here, and I have 3 gypsum gels. Now gypsum gels, this is probably the easiest one to show you on. They are textured, so it's like gritty. So I'm going to try and do sort of a beach theme on one of the nails with these, which will be extremely textured. And then the other nails I'm going to do in these colours, except for the mermaid nail, which I am going to attempt to use these 3 very nice, lovely polishes. Chameleon Flake. It's not, again, really picking up that well on the camera, but the pink one goes from like a copper to a pink. It's not really picking up the copper. Maybe it will when we get it on. The purple one goes from pink to purple. And then this one goes from purple to a sort of bluey green. Again, all you're seeing really is the purple, the green in there, but it does go purple, I promise. So, and then I have some stickers. Now, pets and ocean is the theme, remember? So I have some cats dressed up as sharks. Because why the hell not? Look at them. In fact, there's one there dressed up as a penguin as well. Yeah, It's a bit of an odd sticker sheet, but I kind of like it and I kind of want to use it. I've also got these, which are like copper, sort of beach themed stickers. May use them, may not. We'll see how it goes. So first off, I am going to base coat. Of course I am. I'm going to base coat. So I am going to use, I'm not going to use my Madame Glam. I'm going to just use my Gigi base coat. So it just says base coat on it. And I'll whiz through this quite quickly because you've all seen someone base coat nails before, I'm sure. Okay, so these have all now been base coated. I did buff these tips before I started, by the way. I've just put a little bit of a bandage on my finger. I haven't hurt myself or anything, but I get some dry skin now and then. I'm prone to psoriasis, and I've just got a patch of dry skin on the bottom of my hand and it just looks a bit manky. So I know some people are triggered by that sort of stuff, so I thought I'd just better cover it up. My fingers also look a little grubby because I've been painting these nail stands, and I've just finished. So yay. But yeah, I was doing the eyes, the getting shot girl. I was doing the eyes and the features in black acrylic paint, and then I've UV resined over them, so that's all nice and smooth now. That one still has I've UV resined over the features, but I've left these kind of ridges in to give it a bit of texture. But I could make it smooth if someone wanted it that finished. That's perfectly doable. So right, yeah, back to these. So I do have a plan. I have a plan for that nail. One of the nails I want to do, like I said, with these gypsum gels, give them a bit of texture. And one of the nails I want one of these stickers on. And one of the nails I will probably put some of these on. I might do these on 2 nails just to sort of tie it in a little bit. I think the textured nail I might do, I think I'll do the middle nail as the textured nail, and I'll do the thumb and the little finger with these stickers on, I think, although I don't know whether any of them are small enough to use on the little finger. So that will leave the index finger to have the cat on it. Now the cat, I am going to use this as a base coat, as a base colour. So I'm going to go and do that one straight away because I have a plan before I forget it. Because I do that all the time. This is a nice colour. I don't have that many kind of sandy colours, which is a bit of a shock because I thought I had pretty much everything. This is about the closest that I've got to a kind of sandy colour. So this is what we got. Probably a little bit much on there for a first coat. Let's take a little bit off. We don't want it crinkling in the lamp, do we? Pop that in the lamp. And then, so this one and this one, then I am going to do in the blue. Just going to move them stickers over there a second. Actually, the middle nail, I'm going to do a base coat of this before I put the gypsum on as well, because I think it might be, I might not be able to put it on that evenly. It's going to be a bit lumpy bumpy, and then that lumpy bumpy is going to mean possibly it's going to be thinner in some areas. So I just want a bit of insurance in case it's a little too thin in places, that it's not just going to be a see-through nail underneath. So get that in there, preferably without knocking it over into the other one. And then we'll do these two in the blue. I never know what to say when I'm doing this, and I do tend to have to concentrate. Was that a bit of fluff? That was a bit of fluff. That was a bit of fluff. Get the fluff out of here. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying I don't know what to say when I'm doing this. I do have to sometimes concentrate a little bit, so I do sometimes go quiet, and I'm becoming more aware of that and how annoying that could possibly be, just sitting there in silence. But I don't want to use that horrible, like, the music that you're allowed to use is just a little bit naff, and I don't know, help me out guys. I mean, do you find, I have watched a couple of videos recently, I think it was Nana Ange, who has music, but it's like really, really low background music, and I thought that that might be quite a nice compromise. I do think that sometimes, myself included, the music can be too loud, and it's just either irritating or distracting or both. So let me have your thoughts, please. Would you rather I just inanely waffle like I'm doing now, or are you alright with it going a bit quiet now and then? Or would you prefer a little bit of background music? I used to definitely put background music on when I sped things up, but then I started doing voiceovers, and I just sped it up and then just did a voiceover over it, and that seemed to work quite well. But now I'm back to sort of recording the audio live as I'm doing stuff. I don't really know, I mean, I could just shut up and do a voiceover, but then that's pretty much the same as what I'm doing now, so I don't know, I don't really see the point. I'll do another coat on these, I think, just because I might possibly be wearing them. And I want them to last. I mean, I'm saying I might possibly wear them. They're a little bit long for me. But I am getting slowly, very slowly but surely, I am getting used to having longer nails. I mean, mine aren't particularly long by most nail tech standards, but they're longer than I've ever had them before in my 51, nearly 52 years. And yeah, I've not managed, the only one I've broken is my thumb. That's a false nail, but the rest are all mine, all my own work. Get them in shot, it'd be easier to see, wouldn't it? And I'm quite proud of them, actually. Because like I say, I've never had them this long before, and I know they're not particularly long, but up until a few weeks ago I was constantly breaking them, even when they were half this length, just because I wasn't used to it. I just wasn't used to having any nails, really. I used to bite them until they bled, so they were non-existent almost, my nails. So I'm quite proud of the accomplishment I've made so far, to be honest. A tiny bit of, it's not even fluff, I don't know what it is. It's like just a tiny speck of something alien. nice colour that actually. It's very, very, very neutral colour, but I quite like it. Right, let's get the other two out of the lamp. Get these into the lamp without messing them up. I'm still quite clumsy with my nails. I struggle doing even the most basic things, like opening a can of soda is, yeah. I have a little thing next to my bed now, because I have a fridge in my bedroom. So I have a little thing next to my bed now that helps me open cans, because otherwise I would definitely be breaking my nails a lot more than I have been doing recently. The blue's very nice as well, actually. That hadn't cured properly for some reason. I think my lamp actually might be on its way out, because I've had this a few times recently where things haven't cured properly. I'm going to try and take as much of that off as I can and redo it. That did not cure hardly at all actually. So I don't know whether that was my mistake of not pressing the button on the lamp or what, but that is not good. The other one seems okay, apart from the fact I've missed a bit. See, none of us are perfect. Doesn't always go right first time. Even when it's not even a client or anything like that. Just try and get this one and a little bit that I've missed on here. How I've done that. And I'm going to re-cure those ones that are in again, just in case I didn't press the button. And we'll start with this one again, pretty much. It's a little bit lumpy bumpy now, so I'm going to give it a coat and then I'm going to give it a buff. Try and smooth it out, and then I'll give it another coat. Or I could just do the gypsum gel on this one, because it wouldn't matter then. Just trying to make sure I've got none of that gunky stuff in my brush. Oh, what is going on here? It's not good. I should have gloves on because now this is getting messy. So, for all that I'm messy in my general life and clumsy in my general life, when it comes to painting nails, I'm usually not too bad, which is why I don't often wear gloves. Unless I'm doing something that's very weird or very intricate or very big, I'm usually able to, you know, not get any on my skin or anything else. But yeah, if it looks like I'm going to, I do wear gloves. And considering we're going to be using these, which may become a little messy, it's probably a good idea for me to wear gloves anyway. Right, let's have a look at this first blue one and see. It looks okay. This one, that looks okay. I think that's the middle finger. I've messed up which fingers are which now. See, that looks like it's wrinkled a bit as well. I might have put them on a little too thick. It's a little bit cold in this room. I know that sounds weird because of the weather we've been having. But it has been a bit chilly in this room. So this one as well, when I did the base coat, I did a very, very thin layer, and I kind of dabbed my brush in that way and then dragged it back, because I don't want to lose any definition on those scales. So I have base coated it, but I've used as thin a coat as possible. And we will need brushes for this, won't we? The glitters. So it's a very, very, very little one. I don't think that's going to work. I don't even know. I think I want a bit wider, flatter one, maybe. These are all fine. Oh, that one might do. That one might do. And it's a pretty colour. I do like these brushes. They're not expensive, I don't think. I have put some in a giveaway, but I really like them. I think they're really good. These and these are also cheap, and these are double-ended ones, and they've got nice big letters telling you what it is on them, which I really like because my eyesight's terrible. But both of these sets are fairly cheap. A lot cheaper when you work out, because I bought these individually, but when you get the set together, these are probably 3 or 4 times the price, and I don't think they're any better. In fact, I don't even think they're as good. The ombre brush certainly isn't as good as the cheaper ones. So yes, that has wrinkled very slightly. Can you see there? Just on that edge, there's a very slight wrinkle. So I am going to wipe the tacky layer off, buff it, and then give it another thin coat and see if we can redeem it. And if we can't, then I will have to do that one again as well. This is probably because I'm rushing a little bit, which is not advisable really when you're doing, this is the blue one that I really cocked up, so this is going to need a good old buff. But yeah, I'm rushing slightly because it's now Monday evening, and on Thursday I'm going away for a few days. I'm going on a motorcycle rally, which I believe you have those in America, but I'm not sure whether it's kind of the same. In the UK, if you go on a motorcycle rally, you basically, a load of bikers turn up, usually in a field somewhere, and they have them all over the country, and there's pretty much one happens every sort of weekend in the summer. As soon as the nice weather gets here, they start, and there's pretty much one every weekend. And yeah, a lot of bikers just descend on a field somewhere with their tents, and there's usually marquees and stuff. It depends. There's some really small bike rallies that are like, you know, a couple of 100 people, or even smaller, 100 people, and sometimes they're in like a rugby club, so there's a clubhouse, but you still usually, you know, you're in a tent for the weekend. Or the bigger ones, I mean, they can go up to like, I think Rock and Blues is one of the biggest, it's about 50,000 people. And there's big marquees and lots of bands on. And the one I'm going to, somewhere in the middle, I think there's about 3,000-4,000 people usually go. And there's about 50 bands on. And there's a few different bars and marquees and things like that, and some stalls selling all sorts of stuff, and food stalls, and usually some like little fairground rides or something, and there's a bike show, and they have comedy evening and things like that, and it's all pretty good. It's great fun, and I always try and do at least one a year, and it's usually this one, which is called Farmyard Party. Right, so I'm going to do another thin coat on these two and pop them back in the lamp. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it, but it's I've had some issues with my bike. It's blown a hole in the exhaust. I had a bad week. I snapped a spring on my car, and blew my exhaust off on my bike. So yeah, having a bit of a bad week when it comes to motors, to be honest. But you know, it will get there, hopefully. So desperately trying to get the bike fixed before Thursday. It's not going particularly well, but hopefully it will be sorted. The car is probably going to have to wait until next week, because more from time than anything else, but cost as well, because it's not going to be a particularly cheap fix. So yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get a couple of videos sort of in lieu, so that I can hopefully publish them while I'm away, because I want to do one on Friday. I usually upload a video on Friday, so I want to get that done, and possibly one for Sunday as well, because I will be coming back on Sunday, but I might be knackered, basically. I might need a couple of days to recover. So I've got one uploaded already and scheduled, that will go live tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and then there will be one hopefully uploaded and ready to go live on Friday, and then another one for Sunday, which will probably be this one. There was a little Temu haul which will be going up on Tuesday, there was a swatching video which will be going up on Friday, and then this one on the Sunday, and then I'll have to start again. So, right, so these are done. So we said, what did we say? I can't remember. Right, the kitty cat's going to go on the beige one because it's got blues in it. And this one is going to go on the thumb and the little finger. Unless is that the middle finger? There's something in that. I get, look. Little black speck. I don't know. Don't know where it's come from. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out without wrecking the calculator, but we'll see. Oh, maybe. And there's a hair in it as well. I don't understand where all these hairs come from. Right, again, I've lost track of which nail is which, so that's the little nail. I'm just looking at the ones that are in the lamp, and that looks like that's the index finger, right? Okay, so index finger, thumb, middle one, ring finger, little finger. Okay, I have it sussed. I promise. Right, so little finger and thumb. Let's do those first. So again, I'm going to wipe off the tacky layer because I'm going to put stickers on and I want them to adhere properly. That's that one and that one. Colour coded. I mean, come on. It's not rocket science, is it? It's a little bit thin, that coat on there, but like I say, no one's wearing them. If I was doing this on a person, I would make sure that that's a little bit better than that. It's a little bit thin there. So the goldy coloured ones, well, they're kind of copper coloured, rose gold, copper, I don't know what you want to call them. They're going to go on these two nails. Now, I never know when I'm putting stickers on whether the stickers should be facing the person if you were holding your hand out, so like that way up, or whether they should be like that so that I can see them nicely. What do you guys think? I suppose it is a personal preference really, but yeah. So I am thinking for this little one, I'm thinking I'm going to do them so that the person who's looking at your nails can see them. And I think I might put that on there. The little horseshoe. Horseshoe? Seahorse. I know what I mean. It's either that or the turtle, but the turtle's got green in it and I'm not that keen on that. So crab's quite nice though. Yeah, I quite like the crab. Let's do the crab. Okay then, so let's say this one, I'm gonna put that crab on, and then a couple of them dots, I think. Sometimes these are a little bit awkward to start them off, but put it around about there. And then a couple of these dots. Come on, dotty dotty. There. I'll have another one for good luck. Give them a good press down. And on this now, I want to use one of these because I want to tie in this colour because it's similar to the colour of the shark. So I'll get this on and then I'm going to decide what else we're going to do. I'm going to put this around about there. And I've left enough room so that I can get top coat onto that base colour. Now then, what else shall we do here? Could do a seahorse, or we could do a fish. Might do a fish. We could just do some bubbles. I think I actually quite like kind of that. If we do a fish there and then maybe another fish. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm going to put a big fish going that way. See, I quite like these stickers and I don't think I've got another set of them, so I'm kind of breaking my cardinal rule. When I like a set of stickers I always get two, so that I can use one. Put that there. I don't know. Could put some bubbles in. I could put a seahorse in, or I could just put some of these bubbles in. That might actually look quite nice, just like that. Because I think anything else is going to be a little bit too much. Although that could work. Yeah. Let's do that. got myself in the eye in the tweezers then. That would not have been good, would it? And again, I'm just going to put a couple of bubbles in. Oh, some of these stickers are absolute pigs. Get off. One there. Ish. Get off. One up. Yeah, can't pick this up. One up here. I'm going to do another one over here somewhere as well, I think. There we go. So I am going to just top coat these two and then they're done and finished. I'll do that off camera because again it's a little bit boring, so I'll be back in a sec, guys. Okay, so now with these two nails, which did I say I was going to do? That one's going to be the one that's got the gypsum gel on it. This one is going to be the one that's going to have one of these on it. These cute little cat sharks. So I could do that one chilling at the bottom there. I could do that one. I could do that one. I could do that one. I quite like that one actually. It looks like he's sunbathing in a shark suit for some weird reason. Yes, I think we'll go for that one. I'm actually thinking I'm going to try and do that as a beach scene. So I've got that. I'm going to try and put some of this on the tip. I'm going to bring it down in a bit of an angle. Doesn't have to be perfect because I don't have a white. Why don't I have a white? This is Shige white. I'm just going to put a little bit of this along here. I'm going to get an ombre brush. Get some gel on this ombre brush. There's my little palette. A little bit. I don't know why I'm doing a silly voice. It's very strange. I just want to prime my brush a little bit so it's not too dry. Just going to attempt to kind of ombre this a little bit. I just want to kind of squish those two together. Like I say, I'm not the biggest fan of this ombre brush. I don't even know why I picked this one up because it's a bit shit. Way too much white on there as well. I'm going to try and get some of it off. What did I say I was going to do that for? What did I get this brush out for? Was it those? It was those, so I'm going to leave that. Just going to try and get some of this white off. So I've got way too much on. Just feather that out a little bit. Let's try again. I just want to try and make this look a little bit like surf. Yeah, this ombre brush is pants. It's just like one in one big clump, look. I think that gives the illusion of the beach. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp. Okay, need to top this bottle up. There we go. I'm just cleaning my brush now. This is how I clean my brushes. I just put some either top coat or base coat, whatever, clear gel I have got at hand, and I just keep putting it on the brush and then taking it, wiping it off the brush until there's no colour coming back off, and then I just recoat it and put the lid on. Simples, but yeah, I'm not impressed with that brush. I think I don't know, it might be delegated to glitter or something like that. Right, once that's come out the lamp, then we will put this cat sticker on. Just going to give my palette a bit of a wipe. Okay. Again, I'm going to wipe the tacky layer off. Just give that a second to dry. So on this one I'm going to do a similar thing to this, but I'm going to do it in these gypsum gels. It might work, it might not. I have no idea. I've only used these gypsum gels once, and that was for the little snowman nail. So yeah, we shall see. Which one did I say I was going to use? It was this fat one here, wasn't it? Chillin'. Chillin' like ice cream filling. If you can name the song that that's come from, you get bonus points. Oh, come on. Come on, little cat shark. What sort of noise would a cat shark make, do you think? I'm going to put him like that so that he looks like he's sunbathing, but maybe not quite that far over, because he's going to go over the edge. Does he look like he's sunbathing, or does he look like he's dead? I'm not sure now. Oh well, he's on. I'll put a beach ball next to him, that'll make it look like he's sunbathing, yeah? Now, this is a little bit difficult because it's a larger sticker, and it's curving that way and that way because I've got it quite close to the edge, so it's dipping down towards the cuticle area. But you press it down enough, it will work, but just check it before you top coat it. Yeah, I'm going to put the little beach ball on as well, I think, just to give it more of that beach rather than, you know, sunbathing rather than dead vibe. Because that's not good. That's not the vibe I was going for. Dead cat shark was not the vibe I was going for. Now then, do I put it here? Or here? I'm going to put it here. It's going to be slightly over the edge, but I think I'll get away with it. I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to top coat it before it has a chance to lift. Although it is going to lift on that corner a little bit, I might have to file that beach ball down a bit on the edge. we'll see if I can kind of encapsulate it in top coat. If not, I will have to file it. And the lamp. Right, so we're at the gypsum nail, aren't we? We've got the gypsum nail and the mermaid nail left to do. Right, let's do the gypsum nail. So again, I'm going to use this, which is hopefully a similar colour to what we had as the base coat on that other nail. I have this brush. I need to know which way up I've done that. I don't want the C's going in two different directions, so I'm going to have to wait for that to come out of the lamp. How are you guys? Are you okay? I've got to say it. I've got to say it. I can't stop myself. How's the weather where you are? Brits are obsessed with the weather. God knows why. I think it's because ours is so crap. And we're just obsessed with everyone else's weather, and you know, we live vicariously through you guys. So if you're somewhere nice, tell me how gorgeous it is. And if you're on Discord, send me a picture. Right, that's out the lamp. Right, so that one's going that away. So we want to do the same with this. So this is quite thick, as you can see. I'm just trying to use the stuff off the foil on the lid as much as possible. I'm hoping it's going to give like a sandy vibe. It's a bit weird to use, I'll be honest. You can sort of brush it on, but I find that sort of just kind of dabbing, and it gives it them sort of little peaks and even more texture. I think if you brush it, it can, I mean, you're still going to get texture, but it depends how much texture you want. If you want quite a lot of texture, like when I did the snowman nail, I wanted tons of texture. So I was like using it like you would like icing or whatever. I'm doing this so that it creates like little peaks. I don't want it quite so textured this time, so I'm kind of brushing it on. But it's a little odd, and it sometimes wants to completely lift. If you brush it too much, it kind of brushes it off. Just try and thin it out from the bottom there a bit, because it's a little bit thick. And again, I'm going to try and do it on like a bit of an angle, because, you know, the beach and the sea, it's never perfect, is it? In fact, I'm going to let it dictate where it ends itself, just by getting it to the thickness that I want. That'll do. I am going to cure that because I don't want to get too many colours muddled. I don't know how it would be actually, but let's just cure it. I don't know whether to do the blue next. I think I'm going to do the blue next, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of white in. So I'm going to get a bit of alcohol on there and try and get as much of this colour off this brush as I can. I'm going to put, well, if I can find it, I'm going to put a little bit of top coat back on the brush. Desperately trying to keep my head out of the shot. I'm hoping that I'm succeeding. I seem to be. Oh, I've got a really itchy nose today. Does that mean I'm going to get some money or something? I can't remember how it goes now. You know, the old saying, like itchy palms and itchy ears and itchy nose, and they're all supposed to mean kind of different things. Never had much luck with it anyway. I've never, you know, had an itchy nose. Or it's really itchy though. What's going on? Like just the tip of my nose is really itchy. I'm going to get this off
the lid if I can, and then this looks a little bit darker than I expected it to, but because I've got alcohol on my brush now, it doesn't want to come out. It's acting like a slip solution. So I'm going to go from kind of from the top, but I don't want to get too near the edge because I don't want it to be bulky near the edge. Let's see, it's a bit of an odd thing to work with, this stuff. It's it takes some getting used to. And I definitely don't want this bit to be too spiky because a bit of fluff. Because the sea isn't really, I mean it can be choppy but it's not spiky, is it? So I want it quite smooth. And bring it down towards where the sand is. Right, so now the only thing we have to do is the mermaid nail, which I've kind of been putting off if I'm honest. And we said, what did I say? I can't remember which day I said I was going to go now. Alright, I'm going to start with the pink at the top. I mean, look at it. Look at it. It's just, I don't think it's going to come off as well as it should. It's just, from where I'm sitting, there's gold and purple and pink and, oh, it's just gorgeous. So, I've not used these before, I don't think. I think all I've done is swatch them. So, I think we're going to start there. I'm going to do, I don't know whether to do just one scale. And I think, looking at it now, I probably should have done a background, probably black. So let's do that. No, I don't want to though, because it's going to make it too bulky. I'm going to do the first 3 scales in this. I don't want to put too much of a thick coat on either, because again it will lose those scales. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a bit pot luck this. We shall see how it turns out together. And the purple, I'm going to do another 2 rows of scales in the purple. What do you think, guys? Do you think it would have been better with a base colour on it? I mean, I know it would have been better, but would I have lost any of the definition in these scales by doing a base colour? Or should I have done a base colour on the underside, which I could still do, I guess. In fact, I think I'm going to do 3 rows in the purple, because I like purple. No other reason, I just like purple. No, I do want the purple to be the most sort of prominent colour on this. If I'm going to do a base coat, do I do a dark base coat or a light base coat? I don't know. Decisions. Probably should have done a test nail. I know a lot of people do like test nails if they're not sure how something's going to turn out. They'll do a test nail before they start recording. Which, yeah, seeming like a pretty good idea now. Especially when it's something you haven't used before or something you haven't tried before. I think that's probably a very good idea. A very sensible idea. But it's a bit late for that now. So, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to cure it. And then I'm going to have a look at some different backgrounds behind it. I might do a second coat first, actually. And then have a look what it looks like over white and have a look what it looks like over black. And I will probably just use these little trays to determine that with. So yeah, back in a second. Okay then, so I backed this one in white. It hasn't come out as well as I wanted it to. I didn't really have any expectations. It looks a little patchy, and I probably would have been better doing that in chromes, if I'm honest, which I might try again at some point. But that is the finished set. I think it's quite cute. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. And thank you to Lipsmackingnails, who's beeping in the background. Sorry about that. Thank you to the Lipsmackingnails group for being a wonderful, supportive, awesome community. If you're not a member and it sounds like the kind of place you want to be included in, then the link will be in the description below. So come on over and see us. I'll see you there. That's it for now, guys. See you in the next one. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that notifications bell as well. Next giveaway will be at 500 subscribers. So if you know anyone that's into nails that isn't a subscriber, share this, please, and ask them to come along and subscribe. We'll get to that 500 quicker. See you soon, guys. Bye.